All right, guys. Well, it is Tuesday. It's your favorite day. I know it's always mine. I feel like all I do is go to meetings all day, but this is definitely my favorite meeting of the day. So tonight we're going to talk about expanding your network, and I have a little video clip for you guys to watch. So I'm not going to waste any more time. And we are recording, so I will upload this into the team page when we're done. Just a couple quick dates. There's a live coaching event on March 28th, which is next Monday. And I was thinking about doing just a Zoom call and putting it in an event page. Instead of everybody uploading every 3 minutes this time. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
And I can do it. You guys, if you have people to add to it, you can add them, and I will totally do it and run it by myself. And then maybe next month we can go back to that posting in that live event. Yes? No?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And then just April kind of set up the same way. March, we'll have a challenge group starting the first week and the third week. So that'll be the 4th and the 18th. We need to think of some themes. So start brainstorming, and we'll put some ideas out on the team page. Spring, just start brainstorming. I will run a new coach training again April 4th if anybody has any new coaches. And then we'll get back to our week 2 free group. So we'll do something maybe with fitness this time. Kylie mentioned she may want to lead it. So we can always brainstorm on that as well. And then again, we'll do another live event on April 25th, which is the last Monday. So that's kind of how we can flow, is always expect a challenge group on the 1st and 3rd Monday, and then have a free group in the middle. And hopefully that free group will lead into that 3rd week challenge group. And then we can always do that live coaching event the last week of the month. And then just so everybody knows, I'm co-hosting this Diamonds in Bloom group. A couple of you are in there. And I am planning to give it a lot of focus this month. So I definitely appreciate Jen and Dina stepping up and taking over this free group, because it's really given me a weight off my shoulders so I can focus on this Diamonds group. So thank you for doing that. And then we'll talk about running maybe an Emerald Push group too, in case you guys have brand new coaches who are coming in. Maybe early May, we'll look at doing an Emerald Push group unless we need it earlier. All right. So what I was going to show you guys today, I don't know if you've heard of Eric Worre. He is he wrote GoPro. Which is, he's a network marketing genius. So he has all these tips on how to find prospects, how to invite prospects, how to follow up with prospects. So here is a clip from him. Can you all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Network Marketing Pro. My name is Eric Worre. Welcome to Network Marketing Pro. My name is Eric Worre. And this week, we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about 5 first got involved in the network marketing profession. I remember when I first got involved about asking myself the question every single day: do I know anybody? Do I know anybody? And since I was so young, just 22 years old, most of the people I knew didn't have any money. They were not really thinking entrepreneurially. They were thinking about trying to get to the weekend. And because of that, I made my little written list, and I went out to my list with a lot of anxiety and not much skill. And I started to drain the list. The best prospects said no, and I started to go down the list. And as my list got smaller and smaller, my anxiety got higher and higher. You see, what I thought in network marketing was that the number of people you had on the list and the quality of those people that you had the day you joined, in other words, this database of relationships, that was going to determine your success or failure in network marketing. If you had a good list, a good group of people, good contact, good relationships, then you're going to have a huge business in network marketing. And if you didn't, or you lived in a small town, or you just you hadn't developed that skill yet, you weren't that social, maybe you're more introverted like me. If you didn't have that big list of contacts, then your chances were slim to none. And what I've learned over the course of the last 28 years is that's not true. Successful people in network marketing look at finding prospects as a skill. Most of the people that they involve in their business, they met after they got involved in network marketing. Matter of fact, ask your leadership, people who are high earners in your company, how many of the people that they personally have sponsored into their business, how many of them did they know prior to getting involved in the business, and how many did they meet after they got involved in the business? What you're going to see is the vast majority of those people involved and sponsored into network marketing were met after that person got involved with their company. In other words, their past list was not the key to their success. It was their skill moving forward at developing their prospect list, developing relationships with those people that matter the most. So today I'm going to give you 5 steps so you have unlimited prospects, kind of a short course on never running out of people to talk to about your network marketing product or opportunity, okay? The first step on the list, which you may have already started, is to create what I like to call an active candidate list. This isn't just a list of 20 people you scrawl on the back of an envelope. This isn't 40 people that you write down on your legal pad. This is every single person you know or have ever met that you could ever remember, as if you're getting paid $1,000 a person for every person you were putting on the list. How many could you put on the list? And there's lots of strategies to jog your memory and to remember the people that you know and start there, okay? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to empty our minds out on paper. As best we can. We're going to take it out of our mind and we're going to put it on paper as best we can and as comprehensive as we can. And I've got a free resource for you today. I created it a few years back. It's called the Ultimate Memory Jogger. It's a workbook that I'm going to give you a link to download for free. And in that workbook, I give you some training on finding prospects. I give you some scripts on what to say when you talk to prospects. And I give you a huge list of categories to help jog your memory and think about the resources that you have and the people that you could add to your list, okay? The link for that is networkmarketingpro.com/memory jogger. networkmarketingpro.com/memory jogger. It's my gift to you. I hope you take advantage of it because it's really a great tool. You can download it, use that as a resource to start with step number 1, creating that active candidate list. And the reason why I call it active is step number 2 is to constantly expand your list. What do I mean by that? It's not just who you know today. It's who you're going to meet. It's who you're going to run into. It's who you're going to connect with. Constantly expand your list. Set yourself up to a discipline. And here's one of the best disciplines I can, as far as strategies I can give you. 2 a day. Every day, make sure you add at least 2 people to your active candidate list. You might meet those people online. You might find those people from some social group. You might remember somebody. You might bump into somebody walking the dog. Somebody might give you great service at a restaurant. Wherever it is, friend them up, connect with them on Facebook, whatever. They don't have to be prospected the moment that you meet them. They just have to build a connection and start to build a relationship. So you can start to build trust, you start to build belief, and then when the time is appropriate, you can share with them your product and your opportunity. So step number 2 is to constantly expand your list, okay? Step number 3 is to raise your awareness. What do I mean by that? What I mean is this. When you get out there in the world, a lot of times we run into so many people that could be incredible for our business, would be natural product users for our product or service, and we don't even see them. Our awareness is so shut down Our social circle is so locked that we're not even aware that the person who gave us good service at the restaurant, we didn't even look them in the eye. We didn't even find out what their name was. You know, the person gave us great service selling us shoes. We didn't even say hello. We just barked some orders. We got our shoes and we left. We're constantly presented with opportunities to make a connection with other people in the world. And it's your job to raise your awareness, expand your mind, and get outside of your tiny little circle of 5 or 6 friends and your family members and start to expand your awareness. It's really a key skill set. You see the top earners in network marketing, they're expanding their awareness. They're always looking for opportunities. It's not that they're not predators. They're not handing out business cards at funerals, right? They're constantly raising their awareness to connect with another human being and build a relationship. And not even so much because they want to get that person to join their business, because they collect friends. You know, they live a big life. And as an introverted person, I've been an introverted person my whole life. As an introverted person, I have to remind myself to get out of my own head and to be a citizen of the world. I have to remind myself to raise my awareness that there are other people that I could easily make a connection with and hopefully help and serve in some way. So step number 3 is raise your awareness. So the first 2 steps so far, build an active candidate list, constantly expand that list, and raise your awareness. Now, step number 4 is another mental mindset. And that's as you are looking at the world, as you're building your list, as you're expanding it, as you're raising your awareness, don't ever prejudge. It's so easy for us to say, this person is not a candidate because they don't have any money. This person is not a candidate because they have too much money. They're too successful. This person's not a candidate because they're busy doing other things. This person wouldn't want the product because whatever reason you think. You don't know what's going on in another person's world. You just don't. You could have met people, and you could have talked to people already in the last 7 days that you have totally pushed outside of your circle of possibility of even being a prospect. And yet, they may be praying tonight, searching for an opportunity to be able to latch onto and sink their teeth into and go to work with. You don't know. You don't know if that rich person is bored out of their mind. You don't know if that person who works in the corporate world is looking for a challenge. You don't know if a person who looks successful is stressing out about not being able to pay for one of their kids' college. You don't know what's going on. You can't see inside of the heart and mind of another person. You have to give them an opportunity. So it's really important that you never prejudge. I have a cousin, and his name is Steve, and he was a pastor. He was a preacher. He traveled around and was preaching. And I never even put him and he had some brothers that were involved in ministry work. And so all these cousins, I never even thought, not once, to talk to them about network marketing. Back in the early days, never even thought of it. Never crossed my mind. Well, guess what? They were looking for opportunity. They were tired of being on the road and doing what they were doing. You know, they loved the ministry. They were tired of that particular aspect of what was going on in their life. And they joined a network marketing company without me even knowing. And guess what? Today, they're a top 10 earner in a $1 billion company. And I never even, I totally and completely prejudged them. And how much do you think that costs in income and possibility? Just for me, I promise you, you have a situation like that. You have somebody you think is too cool for this, somebody you think is too successful for this, or not successful enough. You never know when a person is ready to make a change and is looking for opportunity. Our job is not to convince people to do things. Our job is to give people an opportunity. And you can't give people an opportunity if you prejudge what they're going to do with it. So that's number 4. Number 5 is really important, especially if you're a person who has your little routines. Number 5 is network on purpose. Network on purpose. That means Join some new groups. Expand your horizons. Join a networking group in your local community and serve people within that community and get to know people. Volunteer for charities and causes. You can't believe the number of people and influential, powerful people that you can meet by volunteering and helping raise money for charities, etc., working within your local community. If you have hobbies, expand those hobbies. Join some social groups. Join a new health club. Get out of your house and get connected with your local community and meet the people there. Connect with the people there. Network with the people there. You'll build friendships, you'll build relationships, and you will have natural ability to be able to talk to them about your product or opportunity. If you don't get out of your house, you just sit there all day long, it's difficult to be a citizen of the world. Get out there and network on purpose. So what are our 5 strategies? Strategy number 1 is start today with an active candidate list. I hope at the end of this video you download the special Ultimate Memory Jogger workbook that will help you create that active candidate list and help you with this process. There's great training in there. It's absolutely free. My gift to you, networkmarketingpro.com/memory jogger. Okay? So your active candidate list is number 1. Number 2, constantly expand that list. Number 3, raise your awareness. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. Number 4, never prejudge as you're building your prospect pool of people to talk to. Never prejudge. That's not your job. And number 5, network on purpose. Get out there. Meet people. Expand your horizons. Become the life of the party, even if it's not your nature. You know, I'm an introverted person. I have to pay attention to this stuff. Otherwise, I'll fall back into my shell. Now, here's the other good news that I'll tell you. Even introverts inside of network marketing, many of the top earners are introverted people by nature. So if you're introverted, don't think that you don't have the ability to be social. You do. And it just drains our batteries a little bit to do it. We got to go recharge. Okay, I understand. So I hope these tips have helped you. A little short course on never running out of people to talk to in network marketing.
All right, Eric. Woohoo! Thanks, buddy. Beth, you're reading this book right now, correct?
Yeah, I actually have gotten to the part where he starts talking about this. So,
Good.
yeah.
I'm just going to kind of wrap up with a few other things that apply to us specifically as coaches. So everybody listened to his 5 steps for unlimited prospects, but how do you apply it to yourself or to us as Beachbody coaches? So, you know, like he said, making that list of 100 people. I know sometimes it's overwhelming to think about 100 people, but break it down. You know, maybe start with 25 people a week and then see if you can get to a total of 100 in a month. Family, friends, coworkers, neighbors, church, social group, friends of friends, husband's friends. So just kind of expand your mind beyond just your social circle. Number 2, add 3 to 5 people. You guys hear this every single day that, you know, adding 3 to 5 people to your list every day will help you. Eric says 2, you know, I usually shoot for at least 3 a day. Connect with others to build relationships, make more friends, add value to others' lives. I think it's important that, you know, you not only just immediately connect and try to add a friend and then immediately send them a private message and asking them to join a group. No, you don't want to do that. You know, take the time, build value, comment, watch their posts, you know, engage with them, build a relationship with them before you just immediately go in for that challenge group invite. Never assume somebody would not want to join. So you have no idea what they're going through. Just like Eric said, you know, someone may seem, you know, everything's a highlight reel on Facebook, you know, so all we see are the rainbows and butterflies, and you have no idea if that person is struggling financially, if their marriage is in shambles, if they are unhappy in their career. So don't prejudge. And number 5, share the opportunity and program with everyone. You know, I don't always use a sales pitch when I'm talking to people, but when people ask what I'm doing, you know, my first love is fitness. So I'm going to share that side of it because that's what I'm good at, is talking about fitness. So find something that you're passionate about and that you're good at talking about, whether it's clean eating or fitness or what we do as coaches. And pay attention when people are talking to you, when you meet them. So listen to what they are saying. A lot of times we tend to word vomit and tell people too much, where we should really just be listening to what they have to say and what they need us for. So remember, 2 ears, 1 mouth. So where do you find new people? This is a question people ask all the time. So, your friend, you've exhausted your Facebook friends list. Well, start looking through friends of friends. If you go into your Facebook page on an actual desktop computer, you can search for people by your hometown, by the high school, by college, by interest. So you can actually break this down. You can look at mutual friends of friends. A good rule of thumb for me is if we have 25 mutual friends or more, I'm probably going to friend request that person. Also, Facebook community groups. I know there are a ton of mom swap pages. There are community yard sales. There are community fitness pages. So, get involved in as many of those as you can. And of course, they don't want you to post, selling products on the page. But, I know Jennifer does this a lot, where she'll post about the free groups that she runs, and she gets some engagement from that. Also, finding people from your boosted post. Yes, on your like page, you do have to pay for boosted posts. But what I will do sometimes is I will set a bigger budget, say like $50 for a post. And then once I have 2, 3, 4, 5 people who are genuinely interested in commenting, I'll shut that boost off. And then I've only spent like $5 or $6. So maybe think about doing something like that. Or running it over the course of a week, or, because you can always go in and edit that boost if you need to. Facebook search, like I already said, you can search any demographic, gender, age, or occupation. And then also community events. I know I wish I could get to more community events than I can, like the Super Saturdays and things like that. But, races, 5Ks. I know, Beth, you're a runner. So if you can get to some of those community events and try to reach out and network at those as well. So how do you build that relationship? Connecting on social media. And here's just kind of like my step-by-step process of what I would do. So if I add a new friend, so the first thing I would send is a, hey, thanks for the ad message. It's great to connect with you. I see you are into something specific, running, right? I hope you have a great week. Very short, very simple. Then maybe a week or so later, I may invite them to a free group and say, hey, my team and I are hosting this 5-day clean eating challenge. It gives you tips, blah, 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 and recipe ideas. I know how busy being a mom is. Find something personal that you connect with. If you just sell all the time, you're not building that relationship. And then I always just say, would you mind if I added you to the group? Or would you care if I added you to the group? And usually they're going to say, sure, yeah. And so from there, adding them to that event page where you're hyping that event. And that's why I was saying last week, if you can add 100 people, if you're adding 3 to 5 people a day, that's 100 new friends a month. And if you plug those 100 people into a free group, the chances of them converting into a challenge group or a potential client, that's going to be a lot higher. And then also making sure in those free groups, that's our opportunity to showcase what we do in the lifestyle that we live. And I think the one we're running right now is going really well. So you want to get those people engaged and interested. And then obviously there's the follow-up. So I would say something like, hey, what do you think about the free group? What challenges do you find yourself having? And then you can overcome that obstacle, whether it's, no time, money, whatever their obstacle may be. And then you can say, like I would say, I need someone holding me accountable every day. And then you could say, well, actually, I run these 30-day accountability groups that were similar to the free group, where we follow a balanced nutrition plan, 30 minutes of activity. I'm there every single day to hold you accountable in our private group and make sure you're on track. And then I always say to them, Does that sound like something you're interested in? And usually, once they're like, oh yeah, that's what I really need. And so then you want them to say yes. And then you could present the challenge group opportunity. So I find that I'm having at least 3 to 5 conversations with individuals before I ever present any challenge group opportunity. Now, if it's a friend or somebody I know well who's like, hey, what's the details on this? Then of course it's different. But if this is someone I don't know, someone I don't have a relationship with, we need to bounce that volley back and forth at least 3 to 5 times before I can actually present something to them, because I want to find out genuinely what their needs are. And you would be doing them a disservice if you didn't. So make sure you find out exactly what they need. So what are your next steps? What's the timeline? So I would make a list of all the new people you're adding daily. I do this in my business tracker. So every single day I have my 3 to 5 people. You can use paper, you can use Google Streak, you can use Excel, whatever works for you. And what I will do is in Excel, I'll make a column with a date on the top, and it'll have, our first conversation, and I'll record that. And then I'll make another column for when I've invited them to a free group, and another column for the challenge group invite. So pretty much all of this stuff is happening within that same month. If they say yes, I highlight them, meaning that they have joined one of our challenge groups. If not, then I will follow up in about 30 days or the next month. So I'm not going to go right back to that person next week if something's coming on. But, I'll try to give them 2 or 3 weeks to say, hey, I was thinking about you again, and whatever their struggle is, I have another group coming up. Is now a better time? That's usually what I say. And then, you can always just add columns if you need to do additional follow-up. So I always follow up monthly. I have a monthly list that I just keep adding to every month. And I'll go back. And because some people will tell you, hey, I'm pregnant. I can't, do anything until January or February. So I'm going to make that note, and I'm not going to bother that person. And if somebody says, hey, summer's here, I travel all summer long with my kids. Well, I'm not going to bother that person probably until right before school starts again. So that's just kind of a timeline that I work with, but I try to follow up with the people that I'm adding daily that same month. And then again, it all comes back to your consistency. Using a business tracker, whether it's Google, whether it's Google Streak or Excel or handwritten like me, old school, making sure you're tracking your business, adding those people every day, which is 25 people per week, which is, which is 100 people per month, which is 1,200 people per year. So in 4 years, you'll have 5,000 friends if you think of it that way. I'm actually reading The Compound Effect right now, and it talks about small, smart actions and choices plus time equal a radical difference. So if you think about this example, if you deduct 100 calories a day from your diet, that would be 700 a week, 3,100 in a month, and 36,500 in a year. You would lose 10 pounds. Right? You don't see that the first day. You don't see it the first week. You're not going to see it until the end of those 12 months. And it's kind of the same thing. Like you feel like, oh my gosh, all I'm doing is adding people and this and that. And it's, if you look at it as the compound effect, you're setting yourself up so that you're never running out of people to talk to. And that's what you have to do to move this business forward. Because let's face it, most of our warm markets are probably already dried up. I know mine is. So you've definitely got to reach out of your warm market. And that's it. So what questions, comments, or feedback does anybody else have?
Hey, Lisa, I have a question.
Yeah.
What about if it's somebody that you're kind of like reconnecting with? Like I've recently tried to reconnect with people from high school that maybe I played sports with or whatever. How do you handle that as far as, would you just kind of treat it like a new person?
Yeah, I would just say, hey, Beth, it's so good to reconnect with you. It's been so long since we ran track together in high school. I can't believe it's been 15 years. Can you dot, 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 or something like that, or comment about their kids or their family or where they're living, and really just dive into the personal for that first message. And even ask a question like, what are you doing now? Or where are you living? Or do you get back to the hometown often? I keep it very personal until at least 2 conversations in.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you go like it, and here's a different example. If somebody comes directly to my health and fitness page, then I may start with a conversation that's a little different and say, hey, thanks for liking my page. You know, here's what I do as a health and fitness coach. If you're ever interested in da 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 da, I'd be happy to help you. So if they're liking my fitness page, it's a little different. But if it's on my personal page, it's always just personal relationship building.
Okay.
I find that works better. Anybody else? Is anybody else still on? Dina, Jen, Tracy? Is everybody still alive?
Hey. Yeah, I thought this was very useful. I've been having the problem of just kind of inviting and not knowing what to say to people that I don't know because my warm market is out. So this was great for me.
Good.
Yeah, I agree too. With me being a new coach, it's kind of, I took the first step and posted a photo of like a before and a now picture, and I got a lot of likes. And actually, one of my friends on Facebook, she inboxed me today. She's like, "Oh my God, I just bought this program." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "So what should I do?" I'm like, "Okay, well, you can join my group, and we can go from there." So I'm supposed to talk to her after our call, and hopefully, she's pretty excited that she actually saw somebody. And she said that was very encouraging for me to take that step to post the photo because, you see so many people say the 21-day fix program and you wonder if it really works. So when you see one of your friends that's actually doing it and you see a difference,
Yeah. And something else too, I never discount, if somebody buys something from TV or whatever, I never discount those people. I always have them go in and create a free account under me so I can be their coach. And then in the future, they might buy another program. They may buy Shakeology. They may buy a 3-day refresh. So you never know that person's intentions. So I know some people are really, really strict about it, but as long as they're willing to sign up with you as their coach, then I'll take that step.
Okay. So then I just need to, I told her that, I would engage with her more. I know she said she ordered the Shakeology. So I'm supposed to PM her when we're done. So I can just have her go in and assign me as her coach. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she can just go to your Team Beachbody page and select you as a coach, sign up for a free account.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can
Mia, my new coach, Mia, she was under not somebody else, but she had bought the program and never had a coach and found me on one of my community pages. And I had her sign up for free under me, like a free account. She ended up buying another, challenge pack with the Shakeology and and then sign up as a coach. So, I mean, it's definitely important to get them to sign up under you.
Okay, this is great information. Thank you. Because I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do now since, she already bought the program. But thank you. I'll make sure she does that.
Yeah. Awesome. Anybody else have any comments or questions or anything? I do have one quick thing. I was looking at our timeline for our free group, and we were talking about doing, lunch tomorrow and then breakfast and snacks on Thursday. And then on Friday, I do have a lunchbox and a 3-day refresh to give away. But how do you guys want to go about doing the giveaways?
I was gonna do like a workout shirt too, or in like I don't know something else that has you know I have an extra thing of containers like the 21 day fix containers, but I didn't know if that was even like I don't know if that's a good idea to give away or not because I was kind of thinking that that's something that they would potentially order, you know.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted to do a giveaway for like a workout shirt, you know, maybe even like a water, you know, one of the nice water bottles from the motivational bottles.
Were you guys thinking about having people post like a recipe themselves and then draw names or?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I don't really. Dina, did you have any other ideas?
I hadn't really thought about it, honestly.
But we don't have to figure it out today. But.
Something
What
to
do
think
you,
about. We could do like, I don't know, something that has to do with them posting something because they're not very. I mean, we're posting a lot in the group, and that's why today I wanted to see if like you know maybe they could post something like their favorite recipe or something like that. But we need to try and get them to post something.
yeah, I mean, that's a good idea.
All right. Well, we can figure that out later. But I do have I found an insulated lunchbox I can give away too. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get kicked off of here in 1 minute and 20 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And if anybody has any questions, I'm going to post the slides in the team page, and then it is recorded. So I will also post the recording.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a good night.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.